Hi, I'm Cesar Santos. I'm here at a tattoo exhibition in the Natural History Museum in LA, and I want to talk to you about a different type of visual arts. Throughout history, you can see that tattooing has a symbolic and deep meaning, and maybe that's how it grew and it lasted. But for me, it's more of a visual sense. I don't fall into that deep symbology of what the meaning of it and the strength of the warrior and all these mystical representations or stories. I rather think of the tattoo as a decorative aspect. I always felt that tattoos were a way in our society to express individuality, because our society's focus in the individual, and we're all kind of want to be different and want to show different aspects of ourselves. But it's interesting to learn here that tattoo was not always about that. It was also a form of healing, a very spiritual platform. And even to soothe and heal muscle pain and joint pain, it has transcended from a deeper, more community-oriented practice to this sense of just expressing yourself in a different way and to set yourself apart from society.
See, like I have a whole file just on textures. So like a lot of times if I just get one crazy, like this is a nerve cell or nerve ending, and there's so much cool depth that if you combine that with a face or combine that with an animal, or then you get something really interesting rather than just saying, oh, the one photo by itself and then it's done, And then they could tie into a story. So some guy wants the ocean because he's a fisherman. This other guy wants the electronical stuff because he's a computer guy and his technology. And then somebody else, like it can still relate to who you are and your personal story. I like learning from these experiences too, because then it makes me think, how can I incorporate that more in my art, of, subjecting ideas onto your subject. You got just a face, but what can you put onto it that makes it different and tell a story,
Those nerves at the beginning,
yeah,
they were so good. I mean, they look so nice to me. I don't know if you can combine that with the sculpture or something. By doing that, what you're saying also can make something symmetrical, not symmetrical.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, so you can take a face, and then based on this stuff, it creates the movement, like throughout the piece, or like the bubbles. Create, because maybe this is more symmetrical or more static, but then you get the bubbles or the seaweed or the organic elements. Definitely help create the movement. For me, spending the time to come up with a design is the most important stage, because executing it, we just go through the motions and you do it and you execute it. But this stage is what makes it amazing or average, And so I really want to do something cool for you that's different.
Yeah, even though I'm not a sailor, I still get my tattoos when I travel. I like to get memories from the spaces. I got tattoos from Spain, Italy, Brazil, different places. So I'm kind of relating to the idea of the sailor having tattoos. Oh man, looking at this gets me, I want to get a tattoo now.
Well, if it's a trend that's going to go away, well then so's religion.
Yeah, it came before, huh?
It's older, so it's lasted this long.
Do you think by the time, like the caveman type of cave paintings kind of like are contemporary to that? Do you think they try images on walls and then they try it on people, on themselves?
Yeah, it's kind of a similar thing. You're marking, what tribe you come. It's all identification. So where you came from, what tribe you're part of, what status within the tribe you are. And it goes into that bigger category of just body modification. Is like, and just how global it is. Like every culture that you can think of all has their.
Nobody was happy the way they were born, huh?
No, but I think like again, it's even more. It's not. It wasn't again always kind of body modification for the sake of vanity. It was more of a. No, it's an identifier again. It's to tell who you are, where you came from, what tribe you're part of, what status, like I said, you're part of. Now it is a little more in the vanity category than the other reasons, the earlier reasons, but it's still. I think as Americans too, we're always looking for how do I separate ourselves from the bigger group. Where in a lot of cultures, it's not good to try and separate yourself. You be part of the community and part of the group. But Americans, I think we're so into
like the freedom of
freedom of individuality that it's just very different. And that this is a big reason why I think people got tattooed is to separate themselves. Because before it was very special, very unique to have a tattoo. Where I can remember. Even when I was younger, you really would get people looking at you if you had one. Where now people are so numb to it, they don't think about it as much as they did before. Somebody who had tattoos on their neck or hands really looked crazy.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago. Now everybody's used to it.
Not my mom. Mom, you're listening, right? How my mom is listening to this conversation. Good. I always wanted to have a little bit of a tough look,
And the punk rocker look, it's like more black, solid black, and no shading, and just little stickers. So punk rocker has their own stuff. The Mexicans have their own style. You get a lot of color stuff usually. You see people with tattoos of slice of pizza, like you said, or avocados. Generally, they have a very good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Right away, and I like those people. If you have a cheeseburger on you, then you're probably a pretty easy-going person.
That's cool.
And if everything's just skulls and darkness and evil, then you could still be a good person, but it's definitely your personality is different. It's more serious.
Portraiture is one of the most difficult things to tattoo and get the proportions correct because of this fact that it's hard to shade and not be able to fix. So pretty much you have to go line drawing and values and contrast in a very successful way. So it's really difficult to do portraits. Let's wrap this video up. My mom doesn't like when I get a tattoo, but if she gets her first, she will then get a few.